What is up, guys? Welcome to another video. The Knicks fall 128 to 124 to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I'm going to get into my pregame thoughts about this game before we get into the actual postgame here. Um, JB's first game back in Dallas, he was injured for the last game back in Dallas. But we don't talk about the last game, the Knicks were in Dallas because we just do not talk about that. That never happened. That never happened. Um, but Mitch, I got news that Mitch could be back before the end of the season, and that's great. I mean, the man, I don't even know why he's in a lot of trade rumors. If he is someone who can come back and be the backup center for the New York Knicks, I think that would be beautiful. I think there would not be nothing better than have Hardenstein in the starting lineup throwing dimes and then Mitch coming off the bench catching lobs. I don't think there's anything better in the NBA, anything better center combination than Isaiah Hardenstein and Mitchell Robinson. And just cannot wait to see him back. Yes, probably won't be in game shape, but he'll play off the bench. He'll play a few minutes here and there. We still got center depth, which is good as which is which other people are 50-50 on Precious Chua, but still he might get a few minutes still because Mitch is, when he comes back, he still might have to get in some game shape. But besides that, I really like to see that Mitch is coming around. Um, it was kind of confusing about the injury note because Thibodeau said they'll reevaluate the injury in 6 to 8 weeks, and then Shams tweet out, "Oh, he's out for the whole entire season." It just didn't make any sense. So you had to believe one person, and one person had to be wrong. And Shams wrong. It was he's getting reevaluated in about mid-February, which mid-February is not that long away, man. As I'm talking right here is January 12th, so mid-February is in like a month and like 3 days or something like that. So, hey, that's something that we can look forward to as Knicks fans. And I cannot wait to see what Mitch does out in the floor. He's gonna be reevaluated in mid February. He won't be ready to go, but that's something you can really look forward to as a Knicks fan, is that he's coming back. That's great to see. Luca didn't play today, which wasn't fun because it really unlocked Kyrie. Kyrie was like, "Let's go. I don't have Luca. I don't need to defer to anybody. I'm just gonna go give buckets to this Knicks team that I love to play against for no reason at all. I don't know why he loves being the Knicks. It just makes no sense to me. It just makes zero sense to me. Whatever. You're not even at Madison Square Garden. Like, chill out. Like you're at like I don't even know. Do they call it American Airlines Center anymore? I have no clue. Um, but you know hey, OG versus Kyrie was one of those matches I was willing to sit down and watch and really investigate, for lack of better words. Um, just I don't think OG had enough to guard the type of skilled player in Kyrie. I mean, Kyrie's just so skilled. We'll talk about it later. He's just so skilled and unguardable. Uh, need to take advantage of the Mavs' lack of defense, and that was one of the things I had in my pregame comments. Yes, the Mavs have a lack of defense, but it didn't make any sense because they have such good defensive personnel in Grant Williams, in uh in whatchamacallit, and in Grant Williams and Josh Green, but just they aren't good as a team defensively, and just the Knicks could take advantage of that. That's what I thought. And then I'm predicting a big game. I was predicting a big game from him because of Derek Lively being out. Even though either way they have no paint defense, but shout out to White Powell. He had some good minutes for the Dallas Mavericks, which I will give him a shout out there. He was getting all of the offensive glass. Um, yeah. So Josh Green did get the Brunson assignment. Big long wing, big young long wing, which is somebody that the Mavs really believe in. Just somebody who really works well off of their stars. When he's shooting the three ball, when he's in a good 3-point shooting space, and he can knock down some shots. Kyrie and the Mavs definitely got hot early, and that was not fun because you could say they had Zens on because of how they just hit every single shot. It was annoying, and it was Tim Hardaway Jr. It wasn't just it wasn't just Kyrie. Like they were just driving, kicking at will, and I was yelling, "Keep the ball in front of you! Keep the ball in front of you!" They just could not keep the ball in front of them, and then driving kicks. And this Mavericks team is a very, very good 3-point shooting team, and that's what I should have said in the pregame. But whatever, they're a very, very good 3-point shooting team, and don't just let them drive and kick all day long because you will lose by 4, I guess, in this game. But the Knicks had a heroic comeback. But besides that, we'll talk about the heroic comeback later. But you know, besides that, the Knicks on paper should have lost the game by 10 or 12. So if you're just letting the Mavericks shoot threes all game long, you're probably gonna lose that game. And the Knicks found it out the hard way. Um, Dante has become the zone breaker that the Knicks want because the Miami Heat last season, how they got them out of the playoffs was just running a ton of zone. Knicks just didn't have personnel, and Dante DiVincenzo is playing the best basketball I've ever seen him play. Um, just the way he moves, the way he can relocate, the way he just breaks his zone, the way you can't run zone anymore, the way you just have to play man or have to find a way to double, get the ball out of Brunson's hand, just something else but a zone. You can't just let the Knicks shoot anymore because they have somebody like Dante, because they have somebody like OG. So those two players are just kind of, tell other teams like, look, we are not a team you could just leave us open. Like we're gonna hit threes and we're gonna hit them at a high rate. Um, we were just getting how to hustled as well as the 3-point shots. Just big things the teams do to the Knicks. They just come out there with physicality because they see on the scouting report, oh, this is Thibs led team with Josh Hart, with Dante, with OG. Like they're all with iHeart when Mitch was out. Like when Mitch was in. Like this is a very, very physical team the Knicks are, and just everybody just matches that intensity. And the Dallas Mavericks do have the personnel with the hustle of Grant Williams. He had a block and he had like a save. I don't know, on OG, I think, or Dante. Like he played a very good ball game out there, even though the stats probably don't show it. He had a pretty good ball game out there, just defensively and just going out for loose balls. It's very good for him. Um, just some good precious minutes. Even though we had one play where he threw the ball behind his head, try to find freaking Jalen Brunson where Grimes was standing right near him. But besides that, I mean, just think about it. Like he made that play, like he was switching out on a guard, he got a steal. So just think about that. I mean, he's just doing great minutes. I think he would play good minutes. I don't want to see him play on my basketball team for the long term, but he I gotta give credit where credit's due. We did play some fine minutes out there for the New York Knicks. When Isaiah Hartenstein did sit, maybe it doesn't show up in the plus minus, but I just felt like it was better for him. I just felt like his minutes felt better. They just keep eventually just feeling better. He was a +3 in this game. Just kept feeling better. Just it was very good for him. Um, uh, Randall Randall played like a bowling ball. I made the thing that he's playing like Karl Anthony Towns. I'll get to that later. He just runs with the people. That's what I think about Karl Anthony Towns. But that's just a lazy thing for me to say. But he's playing like a bowling ball. He had 2 like offensive fouls. The second one wasn't, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm not a NBA referee. Definitely not on those block and charge calls. I will not be telling you what's right. It felt like Jaden Hardy was moving. He maybe wasn't, but just felt like he was. Maybe he wasn't, but I don't know. Maybe Thibs could have challenged one of them. I don't know. I mean, I'm not Thibs. But Kyrie is so skilled. Like you got to do something about that. Should have doubled earlier. Should have doubled way earlier. I know you expect OG to guard him, but once the first quarter ends and once OG's out, I think you just have to throw a double at him. You can't have Josh Hart on an island with him. You can't have Dante on an island with him. As good as defenders they are, you cannot have him one-on-one defending a Kyrie Irving. That doesn't work. They never will until Kyrie retires. Um, but Jalen Brunson was getting mauled. I felt like he was, and foul calls just don't happen for the New York Knicks anymore. I guess this is the old thing, and I think it's just an old thing. It doesn't happen for the New York Knicks. They don't get any foul calls, but that's whatever. That's neither here nor there. Um, Darko said whatever he had to say about the refs, and so I will not be getting fined for what I say about the refs. So I should say more, but I don't. I think he was getting mauled, but it was a physicality game. But there were some calls in the Knicks that were touchy fouls. So I'm like, You're either going to call this a physical game or you're not. I need consistency here, refs. If you want to call this game, ticky tack, then call the whole way ticky tack. Like, if you want to call this game physical, can we get it both sides physical? I don't know. It's just one team were allowed to be physical and one team weren't. That's just all it is. That's all the games the Knicks kind of lose is when the refs just let one team the Knicks are playing be as physical as possible, which is fine, but then they let the Knicks just not be physical at all. And the Knicks thrive on physicality. So it's not like the Mavericks came out here with physicality. It's just the Knicks weren't able to match that physicality because every single time they tried, it'd be a foul call, it'd be whistle. So, hey, not gonna say anything, but that's it. Dante was hitting. Like Dante was definitely hitting, and it was fun. He kind of led that comeback. It was a great time. Having him hit those threes. King Julius did arrive in the like second half. He was making some good moves to the basket, was getting downhill, playing basketball like a linebacker, some people said. But he's playing good basketball out there. I mean, he got the ball on the low block, spinned, got to wherever he could, got to wherever he needed to. Maybe he wasn't the most efficient guy, but he got where he needed to get, and he got shots that he should hit, and he hit them. Besides the threes, but he got shots where he wanted to get them. Like he was getting whatever shot he wanted over Dwight Powell, not Howard. Jeez. They had Dwight Howard, it'd be a different story. But Dwight Powell and like Derek Jones Jr., Grant Williams, like he was getting any shot he wanted over them, but as he should. But I would say maybe consider doubling Kyrie. Like that was just something that I had like in the third quarter. I'm like, let's start doubling Kyrie. Like we have to make an adjustment here, Dibs. Like we have to. And he just never made an adjustment, and we just got dominated because of that. Knicks tried to make a run in the third quarter. Just Kyrie wasn't getting doubled, so he just came back had a run of his own because the Knicks just let him ISO. So it's just like you did all that in this third quarter, come back, but then you just let Kyrie ISO 1-on-1. Like at least let Josh Green have a run of his own. Like that's fine. I'll live with that. I'll live with Grant Williams run of his own. But like Kyrie Irving just isolation. I don't want to live with that. I don't want to live with that. Um, but the Knicks were doing a great job denying Kyrie Irving in the fourth quarter. Just making sure he can get the ball off his hands and just making other Mavs beat them because again they didn't have Luka, they didn't have Derek Lively. This Mavs seems very short-handed, and having the ball go to Josh Green instead of having the ball go to. Talking about Josh Green getting the ball is so ironic because he was the one who hit the dagger, but having somebody like Markieff Morris get the ball instead of like a Kyrie Irving, it's good basketball for us. Um, it was I don't know why I said Thibs. Oh yeah, the Thibs masterclass on the inbound. Yo, that was a masterclass. That was a Thibodeau masterclass. It's sarcastic. It's sarcastic. I don't even. But with Thibs ran that out of bounds play where OG Anunoby chucked up a three. It was kind of OG Anunoby's fault, but with Thibs' fault for getting that play. Like you have 2 minutes to make an out of bounds play, and you get paid to do this stuff. Like, can we have a decent out of bounds play, please? Like we're 128, 124. Like we still have a chance here. It's just not just chug up a three, game over. Like I don't even know. It was a mix because it was a disaster class if you guys want to understand it like that. You know, it was a little bit too late for these adjustments. I felt like the Mavs were able to do whatever they wanted in the first half, and then they made adjustments, and it was like too late. And it was like too little, too late. Like still probably wasn't for him, but like it just was because when offensive rebounds at the end of the game, they just wanted it more. As much as they hit so many threes, they just at the end of the day just wanted it more and come out of it with the rest, not letting us be physical. They just wanted it more. And that's just the biggest thing here. And the Knicks just didn't come out with force. And they didn't come out like they wanted to win. And they didn't come out closing out shots. They didn't come out the next team we saw in the last 5 games. Granted, they played the Portland Trailblazers last game, but still, they beat teams, the Wolves and the 76ers. So I expect them to come out here and defeat the Mavericks. But, when Tim Hardaway Jr. gives you 31, it's pretty hard. But, talking about the Grizzlies game here, no job. Let's get the job done there, please. Like, let's not let Desmond Bane have 50. Like, Desmond Bane's not Kyrie Irving. Desmond Bane's having pretty damn good season, but like he's not Kyrie Irving. So let's lock in. Okay, that's gonna do it for the game. Have a nice day, and hopefully the Knicks grab a W in Memphis. See you guys tomorrow. I'll be making a video tomorrow on the Knicks versus Memphis Grizzlies game. Peace. Have a nice day. Let's go Knicks.